Mom, we are the unicorns in the homeschool world. Or maybe not so much anymore, but it can feel like no one else knows what our homeschool day is like. The key to a successful homeschool day is to plan in such a way that you can set your day on autopilot and it doesn't require too much intervention from you. And yes, it is possible. Now, I am a major advocate for creating routines, from morning routines to workout routines. You can create a routine that works for everyone in your house. And when it comes to time management for moms who work from home, I know there are a lot of gurus giving advice, such as time blocking, scheduling every minute of your day, time budget, and anything else you can come up with. If one of these systems works for you, then keep at it. But if nothing is working for you and your frustration is threatening to spill over, then take a deep breath and let's plan a homeschool day that works for you, not the gurus. Okay? Yeah, you're allowed. I promise you're allowed to do that. Just like your homeschool is unique, how you plan your day will also be unique to you. But it helps to hear what works for other moms who juggle the crazy of working from home and homeschooling multiple grades. Toss the feelings of overwhelm, shake off the frustration of not getting it right the first time. You can do this. So, the first thing you want to do is consider the season you are in. This is the most important thing to consider when you plan your homeschool day. Are you in a busy season? Did you just have a baby? Is your baby a high needs baby? Do you have a toddler running around? What does your work schedule look like? If you are in a busy season or working from home with a newborn, then plan a lighter homeschool day. It is okay to pick the easy curriculum for a season. Your first grader doesn't need to learn algebra right now. I know that's the expectation, but it's okay. You can wait till second grade, I promise. My homeschool days have looked different each year. Yes, there are similarities, but each year brings distinct changes. I've made adjustments for newborns or kids getting jobs and needing me to drive them to work. Yeah. So adjustments had to be made for college schedules, and things are always going to change. So, Mom, what season are you in? So, we're going to start your homeschool day with a morning routine. I know you want to take on the world and conquer it. And yes, I have a t shirt for that. Link in the description below. But that usually leads to feelings of overwhelm and then feeling like a failure because you didn't accomplish what you set out to do. Does that sound familiar to anyone other than me? So here's what I always recommend, and I tell myself constantly: start small and start with creating a morning routine. It is the easiest time of day to create a routine because you're doing the same things every morning anyway. So, creating a routine will set your day on autopilot. Your kids will know what to do. And you, my wonderful mom, get to keep your sanity. So, how do you fit in work and schoolwork in your homeschool day? Teach your kids to be independent learners. And this helps to juggle schoolwork and work. It also gives them the tools they need to be successful in life. We can't know everything and we can't teach them everything, but we can show them how to find the answers to their questions. Teach them that they can learn anything from a book. And this can happen even if you have a reluctant reader. Use a homeschool all in one curriculum. There are several choices out there. Most of my kids have used Abeka because everything is just scheduled for you and the kids can easily pick it up and run with it. Have office hours. Yes, it isn't easy to work in homeschool, but it can be done. Put boundaries on yourself and clients. If you can't hang a physical close sign on your office, then you need to hang a mental one. The only way to work and homeschool well is to create boundaries and teach your kids to learn independently and create routines around work and school. They want to eat again. We eat more as homeschoolers and work from home moms because we are home and everything is just readily available. And feeding them can feel like a momentous task because they want to eat every single day and sometimes even multiple times a day. I just think it's too much. So, once again, we create a routine around food. So, in our house, we don't snack all day because our grocery bill would be way higher than it already is. So, we do have set times to eat so they don't keep asking me if they can eat. It is easier just to say they can get lunch at noon every day. I have a first litter and a second litter. So I have teens and then I have elementary age, younger preschool. And the first litter gets the second litter lunch. They each have one kid they make lunch for. So this empowers them to be independent in the kitchen and helps to manage meal times. Take a break in your homeschool day. So, rest is fundamental for your mental self care. And moms, we are very good at doing the next thing. It needs to get done. And if we don't do it, who will? You need to take a break during the day and build it into your schedule or routine. Find the pocket of time in the margin of your day to rest. I'm not talking about hours or anything like that. Grab 15 minutes to sit quietly in your rocking chair and drink coffee, or take a walk and listen to a book. Whatever gives you a moment of rest and quiet, do that. And here's the thing, when you give your brain a chance to slow down and take a break, you'll come up with new ideas and creative solutions to problems. Now, some of my best ideas have come from taking a walk. So make sure you can write them down when they come to you. So that's the only thing. You can still take a break and have a notebook on hand so that you can write down your brilliant ideas as they come your way. So here's a sample homeschool day. And this is what our day looks like working from home and homeschooling. And I split it up between what the kids do and what I do. So for mom, I wake up at 5 a.m. So I am up before the kids. And, this wake up time is a little bit flexible. I may hit the snooze once or twice. I never go beyond twice, but, we do have a little grace in there. I will get up and work on my blog. I have a to-do list of what to get done in this time period. After I do that, I start on client work, and I usually do this for an hour and a half. Then the kids get up, and mom does her workout routine and gets ready for the day. Mom gets breakfast and then continues with client work. For the kids, they wake up at 8 a.m., make beds, eat breakfast, brush teeth, start schoolwork, all that, the typical morning stuff that you're going to do all the time. And everyone starts independently from the first grader, well, now second grader, to the 12th grader who's now graduated in college. They all know what to do and are expected to self start. So the first grader, now second grader, but he hasn't really started second grade yet. So first grader, when he was in first grade, it does get some help from his big sister. And the kids can do their schoolwork in whatever order they want. They have a list of what needs to get done each day. So expectations are very clear for schoolwork. And they do schoolwork until it is finished in the afternoon. Now, that doesn't mean if they want to take a break, they can take breaks. That's like one of those things that I put on them to make it their responsibility. But they don't do anything else. Nothing else gets done until the schoolwork gets done. For the afternoon, the kids get lunch, and that is at 12. And I'm very specific about it being 12 because I will have 6 people asking me if they can get lunch. So this is just one of the ways that I can say if they do ask me, I can tell them to go look at the clock. Is it time? No, it's not time. Then why are you asking me? Um, yeah, it's just one of those things. We get hit with so many questions like throughout the day that if I can just take one off my list, it's like an incredible thing. So the kids get lunch. I usually will grab something, and then I continue working with clients. The little one goes down for nap time, and kids get electronic time. So at the moment, they get 2 hours, but my husband and I are talking about actually scaling that back. Um, they can watch YouTube because this is part of their electronic time, but they can only watch it on Wednesdays. Um, After that, it'll be play outside, read books, run errands, and I usually wrap up client work around 3 p.m. And then I work on my blog or creating journals. And then when I'm done with that, I'll usually take a break. And depending on the day, kids or mom get dinner started. So two of my kids have 2 days that they cook during the week. And it's totally up to them. And if they need food, like, for their day, they talk to my husband about going to the store and getting it, not me. So, it's just one of those things, like, again, it's really the little things that kinda help to lighten the load. And I can't hang a close sign on my door or because I don't have a door where my office and schoolroom is, so I will shut my computer down. And for me, mentally, once my computer is shut down, I'm not turning it back on. There's just something about it that it is my close sign for the day. So in the evening, we eat dinner as a family, and even though my oldest 2, do work, whenever who's ever here, we all sit down and we eat together as a family. And this is something we have done since the kids were young, and it really is the time for us to connect as a family. So I would encourage you, if you aren't eating dinner together as a family, you should really start. Or maybe you eat breakfast together as a family, but I know depending on what dad does, he's not always there. And so this is the one meal where my husband is home because he's we have dinner after he gets off work, and usually everyone is home, and so we can sit down and talk about our day, do family devotions. Um, if we need to have a family meeting, we can do that at that point, and it's not rushed either. And I think that's a really important too, is we can sit there and we can take as long as it takes to have that family time because the only thing that we're gonna do next is go to bed. So after dinner, we start the bedtime routine because we have this beautiful, vast age group, and so we have, like, 3 or 4 different bedtimes. They're kind of stair-stepped according to age. So we do start the bedtime routine for the little ones pretty much right after dinner. My husband and I will read and relax until lights out, and so will the other kids. The older kids, obviously get to stay up later, and you will often find them all spread out on the couch because we have a nice big couch. So they'll be all flaked out on the couch reading a book. And it's one of those things where my husband just marvels. He's like, I don't know how you turned them all into readers, but you did. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know how I did either, but I'm so glad to see that my love of books has been passed on to them. Mom, it is possible to find balance and embrace flexibility in your homeschool day. So, balancing work and homeschooling is a continuous learning process and a flexible one. So, just when you think you found the perfect routine, something changes it because seasons change. Plan your homeschool day around the season you are in. So, if you want more personalized help delivered right to your inbox, so it's more um, in depth, more heart to hearts, then grab your copy of the Rebel Moms checklist and join the newsletter and be a part of this movement. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out lifeunboxed.blog and download your Rebel Mom checklist. Remember, you can work from home and homeschool confidently, and I will see you next time.